Man, that was the plan for the first one too.
It was, but
he was babysitting.
Yeah, man, I had to babysit. I did.
You gotta say that for the ladies. You gonna get some ladies off.
Yeah, I had to babysit. I had to babysit. So, damn, should we use that?
Julien Virgin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all my kings, my queens, my princes, and my princesses, Will Hill and Hollywood Cole are officially dropping jewels with Julien Virgin, presented by Flatline Cinema. Gentlemen, first and foremost, man, not how you doing, but how you living.
I'm good, man. I can't complain, you know. Trying to stay safe in this quarantine and everything that's going on, but I'm good.
Most definitely. Will?
My ooh-wees are ooh-weeing.
Bro, I like that, man. Your ad-lib game has been real heavy throughout the last few projects, man.
Yeah, I had to introduce everybody to the lingo. I feel like that adds a personal touch, makes people want to tune into what I got going on a little more.
It's catchy as well. I've been walking around the house saying for sure. And that's it. There you go.
Right.
So we're here right now following the release of not one, but two projects, Atlantafornia and Hollywood Hill. We had two projects in the span of 3 months that were released. What made y'all want to drop not only one project, but two in such a short amount of time?
I mean, just trying to be consistent. Me and Will, we just have a good chemistry. We're both laid back dudes, both have roots from the West Coast. We're just trying to make some heat, man.
It got to a point where we were just in the studio coming up with ideas, and then like the first thing I wanted to do, I was gonna drop like a 3-song pack, and it had nothing to do with Cole at the time, and then we started cooking up, and it was like, nah, we gotta make something. So the first thing that we were really working on was Hollywood Hill, because the name came about and it was like, hey, that name is fire. Yeah. And so then it was like, all right, but now's not the time. Like, we need to put that together. So we put that on the back burner, and then we created Atlantafornia. And so Atlantafornia came out first. It was more themed, and that was the first thing. Then Hollywood Hill, and it might not be over yet.
You said something earlier about y'all's chemistry, why y'all decided to work together. Y'all are real chill and laid back dudes. But I know the production process is a real intimate one. What makes the producer-artist relationship so strong? And what makes it click between the both of y'all?
We're both very open, I would say. I might have just an idea of just a beat, and I might just present it to Will. He'd be like, yo, I like that, I don't like that. But I just think the communication is there. We're both very, very open. So I just think it works. And like I said, we both are laid back dudes. So it's like, it's not really like a clash of like, yo, like, bro, I don't like that. It's not, we just kind of like just click.
That's the word I would use, click. Like, for example, Wimbledon, that's the first song we ever made, bro. So if you think about what that song really is, it's just hip hop. And when we sat down and really just started, like, he was going through beats, he was like, oh, so you like this. And it's the 87 BPM hip hop, just smooth, regular hip hop music. And it, like, that for us, that was like the bond. It was like, yo, cause not many people out here making hip hop. So when we sat down and he noticed the beats that I liked, he was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And then it just kind of clicked from there, and we just went.
How does that process go of like picking songs? Cause again, you dropped a whole 7-track EP earlier, Atlantafornia.
Yeah. And
you waited until the 10-track album in order to drop Wimbledon. How does that process go of like actually cooking up the music and deciding which is gonna be on what project, what makes the cut?
The way that I structure everything is usually I'll get a set of beats and I'll be like, okay, these fit together. And once they fit together, then I feel like I got something cohesive. Then I'll start rapping to those beats, and then we'll end up with a project. I think on Atlantafornia, one of the last songs was Linguini, because we were missing something, and we had to figure out what we were missing to plug that hole. Yeah. He gave me some beats, and he was like, nah, man, we just gotta keep recording. And I was like, nah, we got what we need. We just gotta fill in a couple holes. But at the end of the day, I'll be like, how you feel about this? Because at the end of the day, I trust his ear too. Mm-hmm. So it was like, we kind of already, we know what we want and how we want it. It's crazy, like we just clicked.
So I noticed both albums, and one thing I appreciated with both was that they were short and sweet and to the point. It wasn't too long. It's a car ride, I can get through the whole album. A longer car ride, I can get through both. What's the thought process behind having a 7-track album and a 10-track album?
I mean, just from the production side, just attention span. People's attention spans are super, 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 super short. I just think, because people don't want to hear 4-minute songs anymore, You
want to cater to like who's listening, but you also want to be smart about it. You want people to still want more from you. Like your car ride is probably on average 20 minutes.
Easy.
So like
Perfect.
I give you a 20-minute project, you get to listen to it in the car, you good. Or you might catch it during a workout. It's not, it doesn't overstay its welcome.
It doesn't. With that being said, in just about every one of your tracks, maybe not everyone, but majority, I hear you continue to mention the champagne, man. Like, tell me about it.
Okay, for sure. Man, champagne is just something. It's a liquid celebration, and it's different from what everybody else pop Bel Air.
Go ahead, pop that, bro. Go ahead, pop it.
I'm gonna let you do the honors first.
Okay.
Everybody pops, Moet. Everybody pop everything else. A little classy. Ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Cheers to that. Clink. Let me. Boom.
Clink, clink.
Clink, 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 clink.
I'm gonna open mine up.
Again, 2 projects, Atlantafornia and Hollywood Hill. I want to know your favorite track off of both. We'll start with Atlantafornia.
Mine is Go, because he was very personal.
So how about you? What was your favorite track on the first album that we were referring to, which is Atlantafornia?
I don't know, Not an Accident is a bop.
Man, and I know we were going back and forth on one of the social media platforms about one of the next video you should put out. It was between Beta to A, Not an Accident. I think I would definitely have to go with Not an Accident. What makes that song so special to you?
Man, it's a feeling. Like every time I hear it, even now, like I played it yesterday and I like immediately it's a movement.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Props to this guy. He's a genius.
Not me, man.
Man, come on.
Not me.
Come
I'm all
on.
right.
Now with that being said, one of the tracks on Hollywood Hill, and I gotta refer to my notes to make sure I'm saying this right. It was, you opened up Only Thing by saying you can't do it by yourself. You gotta have a team with you, and everybody on your team gotta be better at something than you are. Y'all keep going back and forth like, nah, bro, you got it. Nah, you got it. Like, what does the team mean in order for y'all to be able to produce these 2 projects?
It's so in-house when it comes to the process. Sometimes Cole might come over and we'll cook up, but sometimes it'll just be me in a dark room.
Definitely.
And I'll send him a song and he'll be like, yo, that's heat.
Yeah.
And so like the process is weird, but like at the same time, man, it's just like steel sharpens steel. I don't know, man. It's just good to have people that are like great at things around you, because they can also like just get you on your toes and get you to the best place that you need to be.
Now, piggybacking off of that, you're the producer, right. Will's the artist. A lot of times, just in society, the people in front of the camera, the people on the track, the people that people can hear, they get most of the shine and they get most of the accolades. Are you somebody that likes to play the back and keep the back? Or do you kind of wish that, you got a little bit more credit, not just with Will, but just as a producer in itself?
I don't really want to be in the limelight like that, but I'm in it, you know what I mean? I think one thing for me is just having a tag. I think having a tag is very, very important, and I think that's your brand, So I don't want to be in the corner with a cover over my head, I still want people to see me and associate, my face with the brand and the name, Definitely. And let people know who Hollywood Cole is, so.
Definitely.
Yep.
And to that point, you showed a lot of versatility in your beats on Hollywood Hill. On Atlantafornia, it seemed like everything was around the same tempo. That's not a bad thing. As somebody who's spin records, I'm always very adept to tempos, BPMs. Seemed like we were around the 100, 105 tone for Atlantafornia with the West Coast bops. Now with Hollywood Hill, we had the 89s. We had the joint Nobody with Peyton, and that showed, like, that was an R&B joint, and it showed a lot of versatility. Is that something that you were really focusing on this project?
Yeah, man, so to answer your question, yes. I just want to show my range. Like, when we did Atlantafornia, that was more so, we went into it wanting to be everything more of like a bop besides Go, So, but with this one, I kind of just really wanted to expand, and I wanted to like challenge him too, you know, I got to challenge him as well. So I definitely wanted to show like I can do R&B, I can also do hip hop, I can also do some trap stuff too. So I don't want to limit myself. Like one of my favorite producers is Pharrell. You know, he's in everything, you know, so that's kind of like how I went into Hollywood Hills. So.
Will, was it tough for you to expand your range and you know, you was over there singing on Nobody, you know what I'm saying? I thought the track was dope. It wasn't my favorite at first, just to be fair.
Yeah.
Just because it's an R&B joint and we was listening to everything else, but the more and more I listened to it, I was like, yo, that was a well-produced track. And you and Peyton, y'all really got down on that, on it, between the lyrics, the vocals, everything.
Yeah. Man, that's to answer the first question, no, it wasn't too much of a challenge. For example, Nobody's like a Syntha from Doors. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I've been there before, but like it wasn't as polished. So now I'm like, okay, how do we nurture this and make it what it needs to be so that it is more polished?
Definitely.
So, and I'm at a point where like, I like challenges. I'm openly inviting a challenge because we can do the hip hop all day. That's a go-to. That's a piece of cake. You know what I'm saying? Not being cocky, but like that's just what we do.
That's our pocket.
That's
My
the
fault to
bag.
cut you off, but yeah, that's just our pocket. So
yeah, and then to speak on Nobody, like Peyton's a family friend. I've known her for years. It was actually dope. This is back when I had my studio and she came and we just kind of cooked up organically. Like she started the song off and I was like, wow, well, this is the direction it's going. It went there. So, you know, just follow suit and then it ended up being what it is. It's crazy, man, because I didn't have an official version of auto-tune at the time. So we kind of had to rig the session, bro. But it came out good and I'm happy with that song.
Every one of your tracks, it seems like your message is consistent. However, that message is not, for lack of a better word, full of bullshit. You don't change when you get on the track. You talk about being an entrepreneur, which I really appreciate, not doing the 9-to-5 route. You talk about getting money. You don't talk about doing stuff that necessarily I don't really get down with.
Right.
You talk about your life and you don't have to glorify anything that's not necessarily right. Could you speak to that? Could you speak to why you decide to be that type of artist, and especially in the climate of hip hop that we are in right now?
I was just raised a certain way. And I feel like a lot of people get raised a certain way, but then they see what's deemed cool, so they gravitate towards it. But one of the things that I've kind of learned over the past maybe year or so is to own your own flexes. Like, I drink alkaline water, that's a flex. I drink champagne, that's a flex. I take care of myself, that's a flex. Like I can have my own flexes without, like, my flex might not match your flex, but the people that match my flex are gonna listen to my music.
And appreciate your flex.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And relate to your flex.
Exactly. So I don't have to adapt my life to fit into everybody else's flex. I just own my own flex. It's like when Eminem was on why am I drawing a blank? What was 8 Mile? When he was on 8 Mile and he talked about himself before anybody else could. I'm gonna flex the way that I flex and I'm gonna do it on my own song. So you can't say that it's not a flex. I just told you it is. I determined my flexes. I didn't let anybody else do it.
And I appreciate that. I listen to every word that somebody says. And I'm sure y'all have been listening to a track that somebody's made and you've been bopping with the beat, and then all of a sudden they say something, you be like, I don't necessarily, I can't really get down with that. You know, especially nowadays, like that was suspect. Listening to both projects, I could confidently say, I stand by every word that you said. I can stand by that. Like that's, there's no caps in your raps. And I've been seeing you've been posting receipts on Instagram too to follow up with what was being said. Why do you do that?
I do that solely to show people that I'm not lying. Like, cause I've said things that people might be like I was talking about an A7, and it's like, I ain't seen you drive an A7, so then I post the A7, And yeah, I don't have the A7 currently, but I was selling cars at the time. And when I was selling cars, I was driving the A7 and I was driving the Beamer. I do that to just show, like, I mean, one, it's the flex, but then two, it's like, I'm showing you. You can't say that I'm lying, even if you wanted to.
What was the turning point of both projects? Like, what was the time when y'all looked at each other and was like, okay, we got something?
I know for the first project, it was in a day.
In a day?
Yeah. Cause you gotta think, we had like 4 songs done by then, and then we were cooking that up. We cooked that beat together, and then that kind of wrapped everything up.
Yeah.
Cause we made the In a Day beat together. Like we literally sat down, and that's one of the few beats that we've ever just like from scratch just said, all right, this is what we about to do, and then like we looked at each other and was like, okay,
that's a joint. Yeah, we're like, yeah, that's a joint, yo. That joint is crazy. Yeah.
That was, I think that was that one.
For Hollywood Hill, for me, ooh. I mean, when we first did Wimbledon, we were like, yo, this joint is crazy. That was the first song we did, but.
The turning point was Word Around Town. It was Word Around Town, because you was like, bro, this is a single.
You 2 for 2 right now.
I think that was it.
Yeah,
So I didn't mean to cut you off. Was Word Around Town the single from Hollywood Hill?
Like, so we don't structure it that way. Like, I don't care about like a single or what's gonna drop first. Like, we don't really operate like that. But like when he said it, he was like, yo, this is.
But see, my fault cut you off before California though. We kind of knew Winter Tires was like a joint. Like
was the one.
Yeah. This one, we didn't really know.
People are gravitating more towards Stacking Chips as far as a single though.
It's bouncy.
Man, can I throw in my vote?
Go ahead.
I'm a big Word Around Town fan. I'm a bit like Peeling Out the Crib, Word Around Town.
Yeah.
Cruise Control.
That's
Cruise Control is like, especially when you drive, and Cruise Control is tough.
Money Dance?
Yo, Money Dance. Hard. Like, those are, I mean, really the entire project. Like, I'm passionate about the project. Like, we could talk all day about the project.
I really love Only Thing. Man. Because I feel so strongly about that hook.
Bag.
I love that hook. Like, I'm the only thing that could stop me, so why would I ever do that?
I love Only Thing, and that's like one of those like I'm a whole here, because it's like it was so true. I'm the only thing that could stop me.
So why would I ever do that?
Why would I ever do that? Entrepreneurship. That's a common theme that I hear in the music through the bars. Hollywood. I don't know if you're an entrepreneur full time. I want to know why it's so important for you to do it by yourself. The pros, the cons, the ups, the downs of being an entrepreneur. Because I deal with it every day. My girl deals with it every day, and I understand, but I just want y'all to like really break it down. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur?
I'm 100% in music, you know what I mean? So just trying to make sure my name is out there, just trying to like making sure I'm connecting with the right people.
For me, it's everything. I don't want to answer to anybody else. I want to be in charge of my own destiny. I want to be calling all the shots on my life. It's very important, because at the end of the day, we got to survive. And we could go to these large companies, but what does that do for us?
And there's benefits, I would say, to being with the top label.
Yeah.
There's definitely benefits as well, but it just kind of depends on the artist I think you want to be, you know. Everybody's different, so.
Yeah, I'm one of those people, like, the biggest pro, money. I get to keep all my money, or at least most of it. Label, they take everything. Con, you gotta put all the work in. You have to be on yourself. You have to be literally your own boss, assistant, everything. Like, if you don't have anybody else, you have to be that person that does everything.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I respect it, because we going through it. You know what I'm saying? And I know the little victories are big. If y'all were to both look back at the time in which y'all were producing California and Hollywood Hill, and look back about where you were physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, where would you put that at?
Man, I was in a good place in all those things for Atlanta, just not financially, probably. Like, financially, I was just like, it's all right spot in my life. But, and at the end of the day, like, there's always something going on. There's always something, and it's always gonna come out in the music in some form, fashion, or another. But at the end of the day, we still alive, and that's pretty much all you can ask for.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And kind of just to piggyback off of that, I mean, I was in a good space, man. I can't really complain. Like you said, it's life. You always have, ups and downs, but mentally, physically, I mean, I was in a pretty good space. I was just really excited to really find like an artist that I'm really like super clicking with, like really clicking with.
And me a producer.
Yeah, so yeah, man. I was in a good space with everything, so.
That's dope. I appreciate how, especially on Hollywood Hill and Atlanta, because your name was all over it. But on Hollywood Hill, y'all were both on the cover, drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how important was that to make sure that like y'all were both like?
Man, that was the plan for the first one too.
It was, but
he was babysitting.
Yeah, man, I had to babysit. I did.
You gotta say that for the ladies. You gonna get some ladies off.
Yeah, I had to babysit. I had to babysit. So I was mad though, cause I really wanted to be on the cover with Will and take some heat, but we made it happen on the second one. So
yeah.
My girlfriend and I, we thought it was incredibly dope that y'all were out on Jackson Street Bridge and bought out the plants and everything, and like really made it your own.
Him and Ryan, shout out to Ryan.
Hey man,
yeah, shout out to Ryan.
To be honest, shout out to Villa, but he goes by OG Son Dom on Word Around Town. OG. Like we talk every day. So like when it comes down to ideas or like creative direction, we'll literally just chop it up. And our method to coming up with something is take a grand idea and minimize it. All right, I eat wings. I'm talking about Cali, but we're also in Atlanta. What's the most Atlanta spot we can find? Jackson Street Bridge. I need wings there. And then on top of that, let's add some girls. And then Palm Trees feels like California. So let's just throw it all in one space and find the perfect shot. And that, like, it's literally just that.
It worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
And I know I have my physical copy of Atlantafornia. I'm soon to have my physical copy of Hollywood Hill. I'm a big CD collector. That if I really rock with the music and I support the music, I will buy a physical copy because it's different. It hit different when it's in your car. It hit different when you put some money up instead of just streaming it digitally. Why was it important for y'all to have that physical copy available to the people?
I'm just an advocate for merch and an advocate for connecting to people in any way that I can. So for me, the physical CD is like nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? That's a nostalgia item. That's a collector item that you can't get that. Like, you have to be there. You had to be there, and it's hard to connect with certain artists. But like, for like that was a connection. Like, I brought you the CD, signed it, and it was like, bruh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's a genuine thing for me. Going
a step further, I can't lose that CD. It's like I'm not gonna throw it away.
Right.
So it's like years from now, as I'm moving spot to spot, no matter where life takes me, I'll be going through some old stuff, like, boom, got the CD. It's in my whip, you know what I'm saying? It's in my whip.
It's a conversation piece too.
Going back to the way y'all had the photo shoot out there. That's what made me think about it, because y'all had all the shots, and when I opened it up, you had all the shots on there, executively produced by Hollywood Cole.
Right.
You know, like, had it all on there, and then it was signed. So like, that's my personal piece. Now, with both projects, I'm sure as y'all sitting there in the studio cooking up, you know, when you get that good feeling about like, yo, we got one right here. Y'all have expectations to how other people are gonna receive the music. How have your expectations aligned with the reception of the project in reality?
I mean, for me personally, I try not to really go into anything with expectations, man. I just want to put out some good music and have it resonate with people, you know? My job is to give him a canvas, and he's supposed to paint on it, you know? So I just want to make some dope stuff. So
That boy be giving me the canvas with it already halfway painted.
Yeah. You got it like stenciled
outlined.
out. All you gotta do is throw the paint on it.
It's outlined. I just be filling the lines in with a little paint.
Yeah.
But I don't really go into it with too many expectations. Like, I think the biggest expectation that I might go into it with is, man, this is hard. Like, I hope that people resonate with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's my biggest thing. It always feels good when your personal feelings are also felt by a lot of other people that then say, like, hey, this is legit. Like, okay, for sure.
Yeah, like, Cole, you stupid. like for real. Third collaboration in the works. You know, y'all have now put out 17 songs, to my knowledge, you know, between Atlantafornia and Hollywood Hill.
Right.
When I talk to y'all following Atlantafornia, and y'all can definitely peep that article on julienvirgin.com. When I talk to y'all following
Good plug.
Y'all definitely teased Hollywood Hill, and it got me excited for the next project because Atlantafornia was so solid.
We might have something.
You be trying to be secretive.
We might have something coming up. But I'm gonna fall back. You know, we might have something coming up.
Hey, I'm gonna go against the grain. July.
Word.
That's
Why
it.
July? And how many? How many
you
tracks
took
can
me
I?
that
Yeah,
far.
I got you. Like, how many tracks can I
I
expect?
can't.
Like, is there like? Give me a sneak peek, man. Because again, y'all, in my eyes, y'all are 2 for 2 together. Y'all are 2 for 2. So it's like third time's a charm. You know what I'm saying?
So look, my fault cut you off. I'll say this. You'll be one of the first ones to hear it. Me personally, I can't say track list and how many and stuff like that, but just know you get the first listen. I'll say that. I don't know, you know, but that's how I'm feeling.
All I can say, I'll use like expansion on sound, not really expansion on length. I feel like we got a decent formula as far as time goes, but
Next levels, sound wise.
yeah.
So I just have to challenge him more. My fault, bro. But yeah, just trying to challenge him more.
Yeah, just a little level up. You know what I'm saying?
But you'll definitely get the first listen.
Make the ooh-wees ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Will Hill, Hollywood Cole, I want your final thoughts. When people hear Atlantafornia and Hollywood Hill, and when they hear this interview, what do you want to leave them with?
I mean, coming from me, I would say I just want people to listen to the music. And Will, I mean, he's not originally from Atlanta, but I just like the fact that Will can make things relatable. So I just want people to be able to, like, you know, went to state, you know what I mean? Like, East Wings, like, you know, like, just relate and just vibe out.
I think I'm gonna go like more life. I think my biggest like final thought is probably like just to tell people, don't be afraid to be yourself. Like, just be comfortable with you, you know what I'm saying? And just take life on a day-to-day basis. There's enough negativity in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, just don't be afraid to be yourself and attack life head on.
Hey, with that said, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for taking time to drop some jewels with Julien Virgin.
Appreciate you, man.
Presented by Flatline Cinema. I want to give a special thanks to Geneley, Childress, founder and CEO of Flatline Cinema, as well as my dad, Ray Virgin, for being the ultimate handyman in any situation. And lastly, but not least, man, I want to thank y'all too for taking some time, man, just to sit down with me and talk about Atlantafornia, talk to me about Hollywood Hill, talk to me about the process, talk to me about life, man. Definitely, y'all make sure y'all check all those projects out, Atlantafornia and Hollywood Hill, on all streaming services. I'll let y'all have the final words, man. Where can everybody find what you're doing?
Follow this man. He's a genius.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at _Hollywood Cole. That's pretty much where you can pretty much find me is, be on Instagram and Twitter, at _Hollywood Cole.
Hey man, y'all don't need to find me. That's the important guy. Okay,
I'm all right, man. I'm okay. I'm all right.
Okay, for
I'm
sure.
Cheers.
The ooh-wees have ooh-weed in a ooh-wee-ish
Boom.
way.
Boom.